to our podcast where we uncover the heartbeat of storytelling, one opinion at a time. I'm your host, Adaobi Aliboh, and today we are going into one of the most complex, beautiful, and sentimental, painful human experience, love. And with me in the studio, we have
Kingsley Chidinma,
Eno, aka Diva.
And Mr. Kingsley Aliboh.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us today. While we dive in, the very first question would be, what is love in your opinion?
Okay, love. What is love in my opinion? Love is an experience. Love is a very beautiful thing. Love is the uniqueness of experiencing someone else in your space, something that genuinely makes you happy. That's what love is to me.
Thank you. So, Eno Diva, I love that name. So, do you believe love is a choice or just an uncontrollable emotion?
I believe love is a choice. And I would say love is a choice because when we grow up, we experience love in a different way, and you become a teenager, an adult, and love just feels different. You become a mom, an aunt, a grandma, love feels different also in that space. So I believe love is a choice because I can decide that I want to love Kingsley, I want to love Chidinma, or hey, I don't want to deal with these people, so I don't want them in my life or in my space. I don't believe it's a fleeting emotion. Maybe we had that little butterfly love when you're beginning to date as a young girl, a young man. But as an adult, it's just not an emotion. It goes beyond that. I believe love is a verb. It's an action word. Like, it needs to be performed. You need to see it, come into place every day. I need to do something for you without expecting something in return. I need to give you my best. It's genuine. It has to be genuine. And you cannot give love if you don't have love.
Nice. So, Mr. Kingsley,
Yeah.
let's hear from you now. How has your definition of love changed over time?
Yeah, my definition of love have changed over time because I've grown and I've experienced diverse phases of what I believe love is. Growing up, you just hold on to love as being an emotion, a deep feeling of affection, but it goes beyond that. Love is deeper than emotions, it's deeper than just self-care. It's a demonstration. It's a total commitment. It's a dying of self. What I mean by a dying of self is it's a choice. You must have a genuine affection towards someone. You must have a deep care towards someone, and you must decide to uphold the very truth of that which you have as a feeling and as a strong conviction of what you call love towards that person. So you show it in diverse ways. So it's 100% commitment of trust, of respect, of uplifting that person, and a deeper affection towards that person. You want to see the very best of that person. You want to bring out the very best of that person. You want to see that person become everything that person wants to be. You want to really show the person that the person really is what matters and who matters the most in your life. So it's 100% demonstration of love. So it goes beyond those words. Like she said, it's strong, deep action. And it's continuous. It's not be genuine, like she said. It must be 100% genuine.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kingsley. So let's come back to you, Mrs. Chidinma. I love this question I'm about to ask. So what does self-love play? What role does self-love play in our ability to love others?
I think I remember Eno Diva saying, you can't give what you don't have. So before you can love someone, you have to love yourself. Even biblically, it says, love your neighbor as yourself. So there needs to be that level of self-awareness that you should have towards yourself that will help you to love someone else. So self-love is, I know that I'm not giving up myself in the process of loving this person, I'm still going to be true to myself. I'm still going to do things for myself. I'm going to be real with myself. I'm going to improve myself. As I also am real towards the other person. Because what happens sometimes is that people think when you love somebody else, you have to give up who you truly are. That's not true. It's your ability to love yourself that's how, it's like a channel. So the way you love yourself is what you pour out while loving the other person. Okay? And then it's an error loving someone more than you love yourself. Is an abnormal. It's not something that should be. So when you love yourself enough, then you can love somebody else.
Thank you. That's really interesting to know. So back to you, Eno Diva. I really love the name. Okay, so is romantic love the highest form of love, or are there others just as important?
Love is not boastful, it's not prideful, So all these things God has commanded us to do when we love other people. And you find that romantic love can be transactional for a lot of people. It's a give and take. If you're in the worldly sense, for a couple that has the love of God in their relationship, that is also something that can fuel their relationship to make it better when it comes to the romantic method. Because when you're with someone, a spouse, you romantically love them because there's a form of intimacy that plays into that love. And it goes beyond being sexual. And you see that person where you can sit with that person, you don't need to touch, you don't need to fondle, but you can be with that person and be in a space and you're safe. You're comfortable. You're not feeling any type of way. It's not judgmental. It just comes naturally. It is free flowing. So you find that romantic love for a lot of people that are in the world, it's more transactional. God's love is the highest love. That's the top. That's the icing on the cake. Without His love, I can't love you. Without His love, I can't love Chidinma. It's only going to be for a certain period. It's going to come and go. It's going to fade away. But with God's love, it's there to stay. And we see that when Christ came and died for us, that's a sacrificial type of love that it takes a lot. You can't just do it for the ordinary person. Like Mr. Kelechi said, it's deeper than that. It's genuine. It comes from a place where you can't even describe it. So when you have God's love, you can go beyond anything. Chidinma said, love your neighbors. I said, well, we're commanded by God to do that. I can't give you what I don't have. I can't come and give you a plate of rice as I've cooked for Christmas as my neighbor if I don't feel like I like you in some type of way. But when there's that genuine reciprocity, like you don't need to do it back to me. I'm doing it for you as a neighbor. I've been commanded. I love you. I don't want anything in return. And you're going to keep doing it for the next neighbor, for the next friend, for somebody in church. You go out of your way to make sure you love other people. And I think that's the highest form of love. Romantic love, it's just comes and goes. It fades away. And we talk about being in marriage. You can't say, it's because I just love him, that's why I'm in this marriage. You see, as the marriage goes, it goes beyond love. You have to be intentional about a lot of things in that relationship for it to go just beyond what it is.
Thank you very much, Eno Diva. So, Mr. Kingsley,
Yes.
I have a question I want to ask you. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so do you think people fall in love with who someone truly is, or the idea of them?
If I think people fall in love with who someone truly is or the idea of who they are,
Yes.
it is intertwined.
Okay.
Because if you truly love someone, first, you will definitely have an idea of who you believe the person should be or the person is supposed to be in the context of that love. Because love is true. Love is beautiful. Love is awesome. Love is genuine. Love is ideal. So when I say I love you, what I'm trying to say, what I'm saying in context that I am not really like capturing in a lay term is that I want to come into your life and see the utmost expression of who I believe you ought to be in in every iota of truth, beauty. So it is beyond just who you are, because who you are presently may not who you are ideal to be. So who you are presently may be flawed with weaknesses, limitations. And so when I come and say I love you, I am seeing beyond those weaknesses, I'm seeing beyond those limitations, and I have come to see the expression of who your ideal should be. So everything I am doing to you, everything I'm saying to you, everything I am professing to you and I'm demonstrating to you is to reflect the beauty, the glory that I see in you. So it is beyond who you are, and it's also a reflection of who I see you to be in the genuinity of love. So that is what love does. Love comes to bring out the very best in you. Love comes because you might even think you know what is ideal for you until I start loving you. What you might think you like, when I bring genuine love to you, you now see that there is a depth of that which you think you know that you don't really know, which my love, which is genuine, is now revealing to you. So it makes you glow. It makes you to become the perfect reflection of the ideal you that God created you to be.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm having more questions.
Now, please do.
Okay, so Mrs. Chidinma, let me ask you this one. What's the biggest misconception people have about love?
Okay, for me, I hear people say so many times that love is, a feeling. Love is this butterfly in their tummy. Love is, the way, when we're growing up, people sing about love, love songs. And then the way people portray these things, that is like, there's something that's supposed to be like, creeping on you, giving you the chills. So for me, that's a misconception. Love is beyond that. Love is a decision. Love is, I want to see you be the best person that you can be. I want to walk with you. I want to see you grow. That's love. So it's beyond, for me, the biggest misconception, love is a feeling. It's not. There's feelings to it, but it's not entirely a feeling. So that's my biggest misconception about love.
I think, let me just drop something too. Going off of what Chidinma said, I also think sometimes people think, oh, I'm with this person, this love is always going to be there. But for you to have that love remain or grow, you need to put work into it. It's an intentional act. Like, I can't sit down every day and expect you to, okay, yeah, so you come, you pick up my shoe, you clean it, you do it repetitively because you love it. But have I also done something to help you grow? Have I also done something? Have I said thank you in the first place? Because sometimes I think we know A loves me, and I'm just going to run off the back that A loves me. A is always going to love me, but A also needs something to remind them that, hey, this love that you're showing to me, I appreciate it. It's coming from a good place. Like he said, you may think this is what you want to be, but I come in and I give you something you've never experienced. It takes you to a higher level. It brings out something in you never knew was there. So what am I doing to make sure that when Mr. Kelechi is pouring into me, what am I doing for him to encourage him to keep pouring into me? Am I thankful? Am I condescending? Am I appreciative of his act of love? Because when there is no appreciation towards something, it can naturally die off.
True.
Even at work, if I come in every day, your staff comes in every day, and you don't, even people that come to work early, my biggest pet peeve is people that come to work late. So if I have a staff that shows up on time every day, I will keep thanking you for coming every day, because when you come every day, it sets the tone for the day. We start what we need to do, and it's a seamless action. So if you keep pouring into me, and I'm not doing anything bad, I'm not even maybe cooking that favorite rice you like, or just like, hey, oh, the bed is laid, you stood up, you need to also reciprocate.
Yeah.
So it makes it grow. And you see people say, the first year of marriage is the hardest year. I never experienced that hardest that they were talking about. Never. Because I believe myself, when I like somebody, I genuinely like you. And I will give my best. I will not deny you of something because I'm upset at you. I would always put my best foot forward. Because anything I do, I want to give you my best. So when I walk away with a clear conscience that I give you my best. So when you give your best, genuinely, not because you want something back, it just keeps growing. It's like the people say, you nurture a plant. You speak to the plant. It's an indoor plant, but it's growing. The one outside that rain is even falling on every day is turning brown. Meanwhile, the one inside that may not be getting lightning, but you're talking to it, you're speaking to it in love, in kindness. Like your words come to life in that person. So I think it really goes a long way. And I just have to drop this in because I've been married 8 years, and people are always like, oh my God, you and your husband, totally different personalities. I said it's for a purpose. I'm Akwa Ibom. I never dated anyone Akwa Ibom. That was the first person I ever dated that was Akwa Ibom, and we ended up getting married. And they're like, well, you guys are different personalities. And I said it was never a love at first sight thing. When I met my husband waiting for me at the airport, there was just something about him that was genuine. There's that genuinity you see in somebody and you're like, what have I been doing? You don't need to tell me twice. The next day, tell me to marry you, I will marry you. And we've been living like that. And you come to a place where you're like, you're not working too hard to please that person, to show yourself in a certain way. There's no judge. It's a judgment-free zone. It's not this, we listen, we don't judge, they're judging you. But it's a judgment-free zone. When you come into a place like that, everything you do just comes naturally. You know what I mean? Naturally. You're not finding excuses in anything, and it's just free-flowing. So this love thing is really, like we were talking about before the show started, we said it's relative. And it's also something that stems from your upbringing. A lot of us have trauma that we can't talk about, even in the marriages, even in relationships. And you find people that are like, I beg, what is this one? You say you like him. I beg, give me that 100K, let me be good. Which kind of love is that one? No. And then I'm speaking for myself. And I come from a place where my dad, positive affirmations every morning. And you meet people along the way and you're like, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? Did they love you at home? So sometimes I'm like, we also have to do better. What we know now, starting our families, even in friendship, even at work. My best friends of 20 years and stuff came out from my workplace. I never knew I would get to work and love people so much that I could call my sisters. But it's actionable. You have to put in the work for it. And I think everyone is capable of loving. But how far are you willing to go? What are you willing to do to get to that place of love? I love love. It is a beautiful thing. And when you have God's love as your foundation, there is no turning back. It can only go higher from there and better from there.
Okay, let me just say something to that. The truth of it is that there are lots of people that believe that just that spark of emotion, that spark of feeling that comes at the earlier stage of love affairs, that is automatic. It just flows like that forever. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. That spark of love, yes, it will show. It's an instant reflection of the innermost feeling someone may have. But there are lots of things that fertilize or that sustains it. Even the way you receive the love, like she said, goes a long way. The way you receive the love, because you cannot receive love if truly you yourself don't appreciate love. You cannot genuinely receive love. Love cannot blossom in your life if you yourself don't decide to appreciate love. If you're not in one accord with love. Because the truth of it is that nobody can force anything on you.
Absolutely.
Nobody can force anything on you. When it gets to do with love, you yourself, like we said earlier, you must first love yourself. You must first love.
Yes.
You must first love those that when you see genuine love, you can identify it. Because you cannot identify what you don't know.
Yeah.
Because if you see what you don't know, it will pass you by.
Absolutely.
And that is why lots of people are living life in regret.
Yeah.
Because not that they did not meet genuine love at a point in their life, but they were not positioned to identify genuine love when genuine love came to them. Because something that they held as love was just shadows. It was not true love. So first, go and discover the ways to truly identify love. Go and understand what love is, embrace it. Then you can be able to see a genuine one when it comes your way.
Thank you so much. So with this you've said now, I want to ask you a question.
Okay?
Okay, so how does our modern technology now, like we have dating apps, social media, affect how we experience love today? Before there was no social media, but now you can find love on the internet. You understand? So how does this modern technology, dating apps, social media affect how we experience love today?
Okay, these things are just tools. Those platforms are tools. They are avenues of connection. They are avenues of expression. So like we all know, when you see what you want, on social media, when you see someone you like, you've not met the person before, but seeing the person, there is something that you have seen in the person that's thrilled you, that makes the person attracted to you. So when you see that thing, you start up a conversation. It is another way of bringing someone that is very far close to you. So when the person is close to you, now, hi, you sense hi with excitement. But maybe the person now responded, hello, okay. Then you now, how are you? Fine. There's the communication. Even yourself, when the person is sending that hi, hello, with excitement, there is a feeling because there's a way, there's a writing you will see that portrays, oh, this person is welcoming. But there's something you also see that will be like, no, what's the problem? I'm not your problem. You've not seen the person, but there is a communication that has given you a feeling towards that person. So these things are avenues that we use to express who we truly are. I can be here now, and I'm very excited. I love you. And I'll send that love via a message. And you will be there, and it will give you the same feeling that I want you to have. Because for me to send this, there's a feeling I want to capture and send to you. So we use these things as a medium of communication, as a medium of expression of what we truly hold so true inside of us. So I see these things as tools that we use to express or demonstrate the same love that I think we have. Like I can post my wife. Why am I posting her? Not because I want to really show the world, this is my wife. I am proud of my wife. I love to, that's the way I can communicate to her. Because it's all about her. You get, it's all about her. That's the way I can communicate to her that I love you. I will not shout, I love you, but I'll not send you to the world.
Okay, so with this thing you're saying, based on what you're saying, I have two questions.
Okay.
Okay, so the very first one is, don't you think that when you send a message out of love and excitement to somebody, the person might not still get that your excitement or emotions if the person is not happy on the other end?
Okay, if the person is not happy
on
the other end,
yes.
This is where now it is no longer the sender's issue.
Sure. Okay.
Because you will not use when someone sends you such a message and you are not happy on the other end, you know what that message is coming for or is trying to communicate. So you now, being someone who have understood love, you don't want to use your present challenge to become an undoing of your relationship with someone. Someone just sent you a love message and you're very angry where you are. The most you can do is, I'll talk to you later. I love you too. Even if your heart is so hard, just let your hand just like I love you too. Then later you can explain, do you know that time you sent me that message, I was very angry, but that message had a love. It suited me. It calmed me down. Love is understanding. Love is understanding. And when you say love is understanding, it means that at every point in time, you must uphold love. It's supreme. It's supreme to your negative emotions. It's supreme to your present circumstances. It's supreme to your problems. It is a solution in itself. So when you see love as a solution, even that time that you're not happy, that message of love should calm you down. You're lucky. My husband just told me I love you. Thank you. And and that may even be the reason why that message of love came at that time.
That's true.
To ease you of every pressure, to calm you down. You cannot sit and you just laugh out loud. Madam just laughed too. What happened? Somebody that loves her and that she loves in return just demonstrated to her love, just showed her love. That is why also that you should love as you are being loved.
Mm-hmm.
Don't frustrate love. Refuse to frustrate love. If you have decided to stay in love, please embrace love. Don't frustrate love.
Lesson learned. Refuse to frustrate love.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so Eno Diva,
Yes.
I want to ask you another question. Okay, how do you navigate love after heartbreak or loss?
This is an interesting one. So, for everyone, it's different because if we're talking about love when you think you're in love when you're in primary school or secondary school or in university or as a working class person or in marriage, love has like different levels and meaning. So, love through heartbreak for me is I shut down. When it's done, it's done. I take myself out of that place. And it depends on why the heartbreak took place. For some people, it could have been a family problem, it could have been it's just not working out, and it could have been it's better for us to be friends than to date. And that's where people don't know where to draw the line. So I've had I think friendship heartbreak for me has been the hardest, not even a man to woman heartbreak. And I would say friendship heartbreak because you've poured into that friendship. You've given your best. You've been available. And then all of a sudden, someone ghosts you or they start acting different. And you're like, oh my God, is this how it's going to be? And you're trying to get closure. And that closure never comes to you. I think that's the worst one. Where I can't come up to you and say, can we talk about it? Why did we really go this way? But that person is not even available for that communication, for that conversation. And so you start beating up yourself. You go through that stage of, I go through that stage of what happened. And then I go through a stage of, once I can transition to a state of grief, I tell people you don't grieve just somebody dying off. You grieve relationships too. I've gone through a relationship where I've grieved the relationship, I've mourned it, and I've moved on. That gave me so much peace. But if you ask me, do I still love that person or those people, I would tell you yes. If they were to call me today that something happened or whatever, I would still love them. It's not going to be the same, but I would love them. And I love them because I'm not perfect. Something happened that maybe we still can't talk about, but I still love them. I would show up for them if I had to show up for them. And that's why I said it goes beyond saying I love you. You have to love yourself first. And having God's love, like it didn't take me overnight to get to where I am now speaking like this. I love selflessly. Like if I love you, I love you. Chidinma can attest for that. So heartbreak loss for me is you really have to go through the stages of letting go, grieving it, mourning it, and moving on. I'm just telling God, give me the peace that I need to move on past this. But like I said, I will still show up for you. My love doesn't die because that relationship couldn't work. If you give me the chance or the space, I will still be there for you. But sometimes you have to take our L's and move on. Because some people, they can't give what they don't have.
Exactly.
If they've never experienced love, they don't understand what you're pouring into them. And that's okay. Because we're all from different spaces. We're all from different tribes, different experiences in life, different upbringing. And I would always say this. Where you come out from plays a role on how you behave. A lot of people are badly behaved, even in love, even in the workplaces and everywhere, just because of where they're coming out from. And they make excuses for that behavior. And I'm like, no. So love just goes beyond a lot of things for me. It's not surface. I can't do love just on the top. It has to penetrate those different levels, those different shells that just go in and it just grows deeper. Like I talk about love, I get excited. When she called me and she said, oh my God, you're going to be talking about love, I was like, I hope it's not Valentine's love because that one is shady. It's just 14 to come and go. And everybody be like, he did not call me. He did not send me this or whatever the case may be. But love is an everyday act. It's every day. For me, it's every day. I tell my kids every day I love them because they can walk out of that door tomorrow. I don't know if I'll see them. We can't predict life. So every day you have to be actionable in how you profess and demonstrate your love. So even with us sitting down here now, I would even commend us to do better with loving. Even loving us. Let's start with ourselves. Ask Chidinma, I was like, oh no, I've taken myself out to go and eat. I didn't need A and B and C to come. I just wanted to be with myself. But when you can do things like that with yourself, you find it easy to do it with others, to do it for others without complaining. Hallelujah Challenge started yesterday, and I remember Pastor Nat saying, you can't be in a place of thanksgiving and complain. Why am I being grateful and still complaining? It does not work that way. It's either you're grateful or you're ungrateful. The two of them can come, because then it doesn't make sense that I'm thanking you for something, but I'm saying, yellow shirt you can't give me, but thank you for the shirt now. Just take it in love. Take it and work with it. I may not use it, I may gift it to somebody else, but you appreciate it in the moment. So love is beautiful. I just have to tell you that love is beautiful. I go to bed every day grateful that I can love other people. And I love myself. You see this myself. This diva didn't just come overnight. I love myself very well.
You can see that.
Okay, now let me just say something about what she said. Never crucify yourself for loving genuinely.
Yes.
Never feel so bad that you truly love someone. Rather be excited.
Yes.
Rather be full of life that you can give love.
Even when they're not reciprocating.
Yes.
But it is their undoing that they just missed a treasure. Because it is not every day that someone finds genuine love.
Absolutely.
And let it rest with you that nobody who trashes love ends up most of the time settling with love. As long as you know your love is genuine, be excited.
Yes.
Because I know it's of a truth that somebody somewhere, someday will see you and will benefit from the wonderful love that you have to offer. Your love, he did not take away your love away. Your love is still with you. I know it's painful because where a man's treasure is, that is where his heart is. You gave care, you gave affection, you gave kindness, you showered sacrifices, gifts of love, you gave. It's an investment, but it's not your fault that it was done on the life of an ungrateful person. So be excited. All those things are still with you and they have even multiplied.
Yes.
The love that you gave has multiplied. Because as you showed love, more love was showered on you. So someone that will appreciate your love. So instead of it to be a heartbreak, no, it's not a heartbreak. It's not a heartbreak. Don't look at it as a heartbreak.
Yes.
Because things are what we call them.
Yes.
Because heartbreak demoralizes you, it weighs you down, no, don't be weighed down.
Yes. You go into
He is not deserving of it. She is not deserving of it. Someone much more beautiful, much more intelligent, much more handsome, much more awesome will find you. And you will be so grateful that young man or that young woman trashed your love. Because if they never did, you wouldn't have ended up with the wonderful person that you just ended up with.
I agree.
So it is a belief system that moves you up instead of bringing you down.
Okay. So thank you so much, Mr. Kingsley. So this last question I want to ask, I want each and every one of us to contribute to this question. And I'll start with you, Mrs. Chidinma. What's one lesson about love that you wish everyone knew? One lesson about love you wish everyone knew.
One lesson about love that I wish everyone knew. Like I've always said, love is a decision. Everybody should decide to love. And I want to say this, we're all imperfect. There's no perfect person. And don't expect perfection in your experience with people. People grow. I'm not the person I used to be 5 years ago. I'm not even the person I was last year.
Yes.
So people grow. And as you grow, your definition and the way you see things and do things also changes. So as you make a decision to love people, also realize that the person is not always going to do that you expect. So in love, there should be room for forgiveness. In love, there should be room for understanding. In love, there should be, the person is a human being, right? And then you're loving through the process. And please, I want to say this, in love, there should be communication.
Absolutely.
Because what I want from Eno Diva may not be what she knows how to do. If I don't communicate it to her, she won't know what to do for me. So you need to communicate with the person, your partner, that this is what I want, this is how I want to be treated, this is how I want to, be addressed, this is what I expect from you. So everybody should just walk in it. It's one step at a time. And I know someone saying, love is a beautiful thing. It's on jazz again. So, it's love is a beautiful thing. It just keeps getting better. The more you progress, the more you become better at it. Thank you so much.
Okay, so thank you, Mrs. Chidinma. Thank you so much for your inputs on that. Mrs. Eno.
For me, I would love is just genuine. Love is pure. It does not leave room for questions. There's no doubt when it comes to love. And I think 1 Corinthians 13:4-7 really gives a perfect description of how we ought to love and what love is. And we should just love as Christ, like love our neighbors. God's love. That love is just pure, like Chidinma said. And my wish is really that everyone experience genuine love in one form or another. And for me, like I said, what love means has changed over time. What love meant before I started having kids is totally different. Will I die for those children? Oh, yes. Like, from your first baby, you're like, wow, like, this is it. And then sometimes you're like, how could some people treat their children this way or behave this way? And like we talk about, you can't give what you don't have. If they never experienced it, they can't pour into that child too. And it's a cycle. It goes from generation to generation to generation. But like I would say, once you have God and you're a Christian and you're born again, you would understand truly what love is. And it's just, it leaves room for no questions. It really leaves room for no question.
Sorry to consider. Are you saying that if you're not a Christian?
Oh, no. You love differently. People in the world love differently. Oh, they love, but it's a different type of love. As Christians, we love differently because we understand the sacrifice that came with the love that we experience it. Yes. If you're not a Christian, then we don't understand that God sent His Son to die for us, and that's the ultimate sacrifice of love you can ever experience. You would not see love the way another person sees love, or somebody does not believe that there's a higher being may see love. So love is just, it's pure, it's very pure. And it's a work in progress. It's actually a work in progress. And I believe we're all capable of loving. We're all capable of loving. And I would encourage each one of us to just keep loving even when we're not getting it back. It's not reciprocal. Just keep loving. It makes you a better person. It makes you a better person. It gives you peace. Like, you love so much that you're like, wow. And your blessings triple. They just come at you and you're like, oh my God, that person has it all. But the grace that comes with loving other people is just immeasurable. You can't quantify it. You cannot quantify it at all.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Eno. Okay, so Mr. Kingsley, what do you wish everyone knew about love?
Okay, I wish everyone experiences love in their lifetime. Love is the most beautiful thing, the greatest of all.
Yes.
it's the most beautiful experience one can have. It is genuine. It is pure in its sincerity. It is everything that you need. So if you are opportuned to receive love, please embrace it. If you are opportuned to see someone who showed you an iota of genuine love, please don't frustrate it. Because it is not every day you see love. There are people looking for love. They can do anything if only they can just see that you are genuine in your love. There are lots of fake love everywhere. But please, when you find true love, don't settle for rubbish. Love is not even rubbish.
Very true.
Love is not rubbish. I told someone that, someone was like, this guy buys me 20 shawarma. If I want 20 shawarma now, he will give me. The guy really loves me. I said, no, that's not love. If I love you, I won't buy you 20 shawarma. For you to just consume 20 shawarma. Because if I love you, your health is of paramount importance to me. So because I might give you that 20 shawarma because I know that is what you think love is. That is deception.
Yes.
I want to deceive you. So my intents are not right. Love is pure in its intent. So if I'm dealing with you to ensure that the very best of you finds expression. So you get that anything you want I give you. No, I'm leading you astray. I'm making you to become. I'm leading you to a point of self-destruction, and that is not that I love you. So anytime when you meet someone who is into you, who believes in you, who invests in you, who trusts you, is a treasure. So I will tell everybody that please, when you find love, embrace love. Don't frustrate love when you see love. And believe in love. Believe in love. Because you cannot truly have what you don't believe in.
Yes.
You cannot truly enjoy what you don't go through. Embrace love, believe in love, and when you see love, please don't betray love. Love. That's just it. Just love in return.
Thank you so much, everybody. This has been a wonderful, insightful section. Like, I have learned a lot from this sitting. Oh, I don't know what's
Very
going on.
glad.
Yes, I've really learned, and I'm sure our audience too would learn a thing or two.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, and I wish we would have this conversation again because I still have a lot of questions. But
Okay.
I know we can't cover everything in one day.
Yeah.
True.
So I hope to see you all again, and
Okay.
we'll talk extensively
Yes.
on this topic of love because I really have questions I want to ask. So thank you so much.
Thank
and
you so
for
much.
having us.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
at this junction, we are going to draw the curtains here and see you next time. So please like and subscribe. Thank you.